The gentleman yields. I now recognize the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Magaziner.
Thank you, Chairman. There's a lot that needs to be dealt with in order to defend and stand with our ally Israel, to deal with the humanitarian situation in Gaza, and to protect Americans here at home. But one aspect that I want to focus on as ranking member for counterterrorism and intelligence, there was a massive intelligence failure in the lead up to Hamas's attack on Israel. Israeli intelligence, which has a reputation of being amongst the best in the world, seemed to be blindsided by the scale of the attack that unfolded. U.S. intelligence, which I understand relies heavily on Israeli intelligence when it comes to monitoring Hamas, also was caught unaware. And we as a Congress have a responsibility to make sure that that kind of intelligence failure does not happen again. And in particular, this committee has a responsibility to make sure that such an intelligence failure cannot exist here in the U.S. homeland. So, Mr. Warwick, I'd like to ask you to expand on your remarks a little bit. What tools does Congress need to provide with the appropriate civil liberties protections in place to ensure that the intelligence community does not fail to detect a massive attack on the U.S. homeland the same way that they apparently failed to detect the plot against Israel?
The most important thing would be to renew Section 702 authorization that would allow the collection of certain kinds of signals intelligence by foreign adversaries. As several of us have said here, this is extremely vital. There do need to be safeguards built in, but the whole program as a whole needs to be renewed with those safeguards. Second, it concerns me that there's a bill, language from the Senate that would take away DHS intelligence analysis's ability to do certain kinds of collections. Again, there need to be constitutional protections in place. We should all agree on that. There should be investigations, as the House language calls, but I would hope that the House, in this particular provision, stands by its guns during the conference that's now underway. Additionally, there are other authorizations that just absolutely have to be extended. The CWMD office, the counter-UAS authorities, and the CFAT's reauthorization are all vital to our homeland security.
Thank you very much. I wanted to ask about Iran's cyber attacks as well. Mr. Garbarino touched on that, so I won't repeat his question. But Mr. Warwick, in addition to the attacks that Iran has conducted against infrastructure in the United States, even a hospital in Boston, you note in your written testimony that they have also attempted to engage in disinformation campaigns in increasing levels of sophistication. Can you expand on that a bit and talk about what we as a Congress might do to combat Iranian disinformation efforts online?
So in a recent election a couple of years ago, Iran carried out a campaign to try to stoke racial division and hatred within the United States by spreading false information. That was frankly a more sophisticated attack than some people might have given the Iranians credit for. One of the things that I've learned in more than 40 years is these guys get better every time, and so our defenses have to get better every time. We're going to have to be better prepared to resist Iranian disinformation in the next election because otherwise they could surprise us.
Thank you very much. And, you know, I'll just say I had to step out for a moment to take a call, but I'm told that a member from the other side, Mr. Bishop, took it upon himself to try to educate me about anti-Semitism. I'll just say again that when you show up at a rally and there are people chanting, "Jews will not replace us," blood and soil, carrying torches, if you're a fine person, you leave. You get out of there. You do not stay. You do not support that. And a strong leader in the President of the United States or a member of Congress would condemn it in no uncertain terms, not say, find people on both sides. And with that, I'll yield.